and welcome to another video. I've got my Eliana hand today. I've remembered it's the Anais hand, and I've applied the thumb this time as well, even though it doesn't fit particularly well. I'm using the Flexi tips from Glitter Planet for the nail beds on this, and then I've just applied some XL coffin tips. And we're going to start with the thumb, and I'm using Mint Ninja from Nailmate, Glitter Planet. All my system is from Glitter Planet, and you can save money with code Sarah B. Sarah B will save you money on your order, and it also lets them know that you have come through one of my videos, so it's really helpful for them to know. So the Mint Ninja is this, it's just so gorgeous. It's a beautiful shade. It's got an ever so slight shimmer to it, but not intense. It's just divine. And I'm going to do a whole thumb. I have gone on each nail and done a thin clear base first, just to even out the surface. Very, very thin. And what I will say with these colour powders is they're highly, highly pigmented. You don't need to build structure with them. You are just kind of painting it nice and thin and just building up the pigment to how you want it, but you don't need to make it bulky. And when I first started doing nails, right, I bought the cheap kits off eBay because I didn't know any different. I was just like, oh, cheap and cheerful, it's good for practicing, but it's actually not. It's the reverse. You think you're saving money, but you're working with product that is horrific quality. So number one, your work doesn't get any better. And number two, you spend way more money buying multiple times. Just invest in yourself straight away and you will not regret it. If you've got a company that has a good product, a good quality, and you can see it being used by other people, then you know you're onto a good thing, because you can get to know how to use that product. You can take advice from more experienced techs. So from somebody who wasted a lot of money in the beginning, don't do it. Don't waste your money. It's not worth it. So I'm just putting my cuticle bead down now. I don't need to build an apex with this. Again, this is purely pigment. Purely pigment. There we go. Look how gorgeous that colour is. So nice. It really is. I'm just going to add a tiny bit more down towards the tip of the nail. Blend it back, blend it down. Blends really easily. We don't get any problems with that because, again, it's the good quality product. And once I feel like I've built up exactly the right kind of level, then we'll move on to the next part, which is so good. It's so pretty. What are you drinking? I'm actually just finished a protein shake. So no cup of tea, but I will have in a minute. But yeah, protein shake for me this morning. Let me know what you're drinking. It's our thing. I don't know why we did it. It started one day and it hasn't stopped. And some of you have some quite bougie drinks. I'm like, oh, hello. You've got like, I don't know, was it whiskey and lemon or whiskey and water? I'm like, oh my God, what are you doing? Living the high life. I got a cup of tea or a protein shake. Yummy. Let's just tidy that up around the cuticle area. Whee! Okay, so I'll give it like a little bit to set, not long, and then I'm going in with, I think this is Fiery Heart. This is a pre-mixed glitter acrylic. Again, same system from Glitter Planet. It is stunning. Absolutely incredibly beautiful. And it goes so well with this colour, with Mint Ninja. So I've applied it and then I'm just kind of carving it, I suppose. I'm working it where I need it. Carving it round and just pushing it into place gently. And I think it makes it so much easier just to grab a bead and start playing with it. It doesn't set like so fast that you can't mold it and work with it. It's still movable. Then I can start adding. So I'm just going to add a smaller bead here and just sort of tease it into place. Nice and easy. I don't know why I do my swooshes back to front. So a lot of people do their swooshes like an S. Mine 90% of the time, unless I make a conscious effort, mine are always the other way around. Is that strange? I don't know if that's weird. I just like them this way around. I don't even think about it. I just do it. I just do it, honey. Oh, I need to order my brush. Keep forgetting. I need to order some Monomer as well, so I'll get that done today. Look how beautiful. Look at it. Sparkly and swooshy. I'm going to leave it to the side, leave it to set. I'm going to work on the pinky now because I don't want to smoosh the thumb. And on the pinky we're doing, what is it? Like a triple ombre. That's kind of how it ended up. So my base shade is Mint Ninja again. And I'm just going to work that bead down to the tip. Don't want it too thick. You don't need thick nails in order for them to be strong. I think people get a bit muddled up and think thickness is strength, but the strength is the structure, not the thickness of the product. And sometimes thick product can actually have a negative effect. So Mint Ninja's going first, and then I'm also going to use the nude and ombre over top, and I'm also going to add the glitter as well, so it's like a triple ombre. Olé, ombre! Got some nice weather at the moment. Has anyone else got some nice weather? It's rather lovely. It's rather lovely. Okay, let's just tappy tap the sides there. Woo! Look at that. Just a little tappy tap tap. Okay. So next, oh, there's my cat. Hello, Gizmo. You alright, dude? Next, I'm going to go in with Fiery Heart glitter at the tip. Just a tiny bit. You don't need a lot because it's a mix of like chunkies and smalls. So you can kind of play about with it. And I'm just going to ombre that up on top of the Mint Ninja. These names are epic, aren't they? And I really, 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 really like this glitter on top of this colour. I just think it looks beautiful. And then I've grabbed a bead of Goddess. I'm going to place that bead where the fade starts of the Mint Ninja and then feather the front of the bead down the nail and then switch my brush around and blend the back of the bead up towards the cuticle area. And the reason you do that is so you don't end up with like a step. Don't want to step it up. I mean, it will be thicker on the nude part, which is fine because you're building your strength, your structure, your apex. And then when you come to cap the nail, you only really need to cap really the bottom 2/3 because the top from the cuticle down to the end of the blend, or the beginning of the blend, I should say, is going to be strength and structure. So the blend has to be capped because otherwise you will file off your blend. But when you're, again, quality of product will make a massive difference on your end result, because if you have a crap quality product that's not pigmented and doesn't blend very well, you'll end up applying more and more and more, and you will have this really thick ombre nail, and then you'll be like, I've got to cap this. So then when you cap it, you'll then be like, oh my god, this nail's so thick, and you'll find yourself like filing most of it away. It's so frustrating, but it is that's what happens. So I'm applying the cuticle bead, tip of the brush to tuck, and then middle to move. Right, so the middle of the brush or underneath of the brush is what blends that product. It's bled slightly into the cuticle, so I use the tip of my brush to rectify that and just swipe it out. Not a problem. There you go. Check the other side, make sure there's no bleeding there. And you can see, so that nude area is slightly thicker. That is the end result of what you want your nail to look like. The tip is going to be thinner because that still needs to be capped. Just going to blend a tiny little wet bead back and then blend it down the nail, and that's literally because I was looking at the blend thinking, oh, I just want a little bit more. That's just personal preference to how you want it to look. That's a really cute triple ombre. I'm happy with that. I don't know what I'm doing now. Am I adding some more glitter? I've just got this feeling I'm no, I'm capping it. Okay. That's funny. Okay, so I'm going to cap it quickly. I didn't think I capped it now. That's so weird. I've just freaked myself out by not realising I did that. and then blend that back. Okay, and then that's protected and safe. Now on this set, actually, the index finger's a smile line, and thinking about it, I could have built that French up first and then gone back and did the design on the other nails and then gone back. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but yeah, just thinking about it. I'm going to cap that blend area, but I'm not really going to apply too much at the cuticle because it's not really necessary. Otherwise you'll end up with a big fat bulky nail, and you'll just end up doing more and more filing until your hands hurt. Cap those edges. I always have these little areas at the edges where I'm like, damn. Don't know why. Oh, somebody else said they do the same though. I know it's not just me. I'm not alone. You are not alone. And it's just a case of, you can do it in one bead if you want. It's quite satisfying to do it in one bead. You don't have to. You can do it in 25,000 beads if you like. It really doesn't matter. The end result will still be beautiful. Oh yes, look at it. And do you remember the saying, if it ain't matte, it ain't capped? So when you cap glitter, cap is just short for encapsulating, if you're new to like nail terminology. Encapsulation, covering something with something. Sorry, I'm not trying to be patronising, but the glitter will go matte and it will look dull, and then you know you've covered it. Oh look, I'm doing a whole nail of Fiery Heart. You notice how I roll the bead off? So when you're working with glitter acrylics and some pigments, sometimes it's easier if you've got a bigger bead just to roll it off your brush rather than place it down, because it wants to cling to the brush a little bit more, and you will have to be careful when you're cleaning brushes working with glitters just to make sure you get all of that out. Same with pigments. Don't put your brush straight into your dappen dish of monomer and sort of squash it back down, because it will release any pigment that's left in the bristles, which will then contaminate the monomer, and any future colours like a clear, a white, a nude will then have a different sort of tinge of colour to them. So when you're cleaning your brushes, dip the tip of the brush in the monomer, it will suck it up into the bristles, and then wipe it generously onto your paper before, so that you make sure there's no pigment coming out of that brush or glitter coming out of that brush. And that just saves you chucking away monomer. Otherwise it just gets expensive, doesn't it? Gets a bit spenny, as the kids would say. Okay, so I'm using the tip of my brush to play around with this glitter and like nudge it into place. Because the good thing is, where you've got chunkies and small pieces, you can get quite a good coverage with it. And just tap it. It doesn't need to be thick. I mean, if you really want, if you've got a thinner or more iridescent glitter, you could have a colour underneath it. But with this, I just did not need to. It's got really good coverage because it's got that mix of chunkies and mediums and fines. And it just covers. You don't need to worry. I did debate doing it ombreing into a clear tip. I very nearly did. And then I thought, oh, no, I want a full glitter, in your face, sparkly bitch of a nail. So that's what we've done. And I'm just checking those sides all the time, so it's really easy to lose shape as well. Now I can't remember what I'm doing on this now, so we'll oh yeah, I'm applying Fiery Heart first. I can't remember. Oh, I'm doing a glitter ombre. I do remember. Now, I was going to do a glitter ombre with the glitter as the base, and then the nude feathering down on top, but I didn't like it. And I don't know whether that's just because I love this glitter or whether it's just it didn't look right, but I changed it. And then so I initially did this where I'm feathering the glitter up the nail, and then I'm going to add the nude and feather it down on top. But actually when I looked back, I went, oh no, I want the glitter on top of the nude. So I just switched it up and added some more glitter on top at the last minute. It's one of those things. Sometimes you look at it and you're like, oh yeah, I love that. But I just wanted the glitter coming up the nail I just changed my mind, which, whatever, doesn't matter. You can do that. You are allowed. We are allowed to change our mind. But initially, if I was doing an ombre with the glitter underneath, this is how I would do it. So I would feather the glitter up. Oh, that's it. I went in with the Mint Ninja, not the nude. Oh my God. Why can I not remember? I'm not looking at the nails, that's why, because they're downstairs and I'm upstairs. So I'm feathering Mint Ninja down. I thought I'd give that a go. It's quite different, isn't it? But I actually prefer the glitter on top of it. So in the end, I put the glitter on top because I just felt like, oh, it sparkles more. I think that's what it was. I just wanted more sparkle. Get that light on it and it sparkles and it pops and it's like, hello. But again, I'm doing the same as before. So I'm applying the product not too thick, nice and controlled, blending it in, cleaning my brush. And just, you've got time to work. This product won't set too fast. It gives you plenty of time. So you don't need to panic. And then I'll just get that cuticle area sorted and get that nice and neat. Here we go. Pop a little bead on. And then using the tip of my brush to just tuck it in. And then the underneath and the middle to move that product down. Blend it in. Blends beautifully, blends easy, no problem. Just keep control of it. Don't work too wet, and then you'll be all right. But this is the point where I was like, oh no, I want the glitter on top, because I feel like where the Mint Ninja is really pigmented, it's dulled the sparkle. So we need the sparkle back. You'll see what I mean in a sec. Like, it just pops a lot more and I like it. It really shows, and it bounces off the pigment, the Mint Ninja pigment, really beautifully. Like, they just go. See what I mean now? That golden glow coming from it. So much nicer. There we are. Just add a little bit more and I can work that up the nail, play around with it. You can move like individual little pieces. You don't have to work in a big bead. You can just play around with it. Now, do you guys want some flower nails? Do you want some like either 3D flowers on the nail, or do you want some proper 4D like petals and roses and like sticking up out the nail? Let me know, because I've got so many ideas, but I don't know which direction to go in. I'm thinking too much, probably. I do that a lot. Overthink and underperform. Oh, dearie me. Okay, onto the index finger, and we're building up the smile line with Goddess, which is my favourite nude at the moment. Although there's been a new nude launch called Classic Nude, and it looks absolutely stunning. I think it's launching this Friday. So that looks stunning. Okay, so I'm building that smile line, and I'm just using my brush to guide at the side, pull it down, guide at the side, and start creating that elongated like almond shape. And it's just a case of like making sure your brush is not too wet but not too dry. So you don't want it sticking, but you don't want it overfeeding the bead. You want that bead to slowly polymerize and start to set as you're moulding it, like Play-Doh or clay or something like that. So it's mouldable but not like sloppy and gross. There we are. I've blended the back of the bead up the nail first as well, as you can see, so there's no harsh line. Then I can go in with a second bead. I mean, you could just apply a big fat cuticle bead at this point and blend that in, but I choose not to. And I'm just working on the start of that smile line now, so making sure I bring that out to the side and then pat it back in to build up the wall. Doesn't matter if the wall's too high, because you can file it down. But if it's too low, you won't get the definition. So Cuticle bead's gone on, blending the front of the bead down the nail and just trying to keep control. There you go. And it blends beautifully. And this acrylic has a slight gold shimmer to it, so it works really well with this set anyway, because we've got this like gold toned glitter in there. So it's all coming together nicely. Very pretty. I still need to cap the rest of the nails before I can file in this smile line. So what I will say is I should have done the smile line first for a start. And then you do all your other work and you cap all your other work. You encapsulate all your other design, because when you file your smile line, there's going to be dust everywhere and you don't want that dust getting stuck into the other design work because it will dull it. So I've slightly just wiped down the nail with some monomer on my brush, and that's just to get rid of any dust or anything like that, and also to make sure that when I put this bead down, it's got monomer on the surface. It helps it glide, it reduces the risk of like frosting, bubbling, anything like that. Anything that could potentially go wrong, just give it a swipe down the nail. It's fine. I'm working with, I would say, a medium consistency bead, and I'm just letting it flow and then like using the brush to nudge it into place and smooth it out. And again, you can see that glitter goes from shiny to then sort of dull. So that's when you know you've encapsulated the glitter correctly. And then it's just a case of keeping an eye on your structure, making sure you don't lose your shape, because then you've got more work with the file. Do you know what I mean? I know some of you are going to be like, shut up, Sarah, but you can just like shut me up. Just mute me, it's fine. I won't be offended. I mean, I will if you tell me. I might cry, but no, I won't. Right, cuticle bead going in, tip of the brush, tucking it in. Tip of the dot, tuck, tick, tuck, tip, tuck. I nearly said tit then. Oh, hello. Blending the front of the bead down. And just covering it all up. And then I'll check from the side. I'll turn the nail to the side and I'll check how my structure's looking, how, like, have I got any dips? Because sometimes you just can't see if you're looking. You can either look down the barrel or just tilt the nail to the side and then tilt the nail to the other side, and it'll be fine. Well, sometimes it's really obvious and you're aware that you've built up one area and you need to work your way down. It's all good in the hood. Just keep tidying up those sidewalls, and then you won't have too much work to do with your file. It'll just be sort of refining rather than feeling like a carpenter. The good thing about working on the practice hand is I literally pull the tips out and file them. However, the downside to that is that it really hurts my hands to hold the nail tips, because obviously they're really thin, so I'm kind of pinching them, and yeah, that hurts. It does hurt a little bit. I'm just going to apply a bead here to even out the shape around the apex area, blend it back. Obviously I don't need to, I could keep them super thin because I'm working on a mannequin hand, but you know. So I went back in and just capped back over this again a little bit more. I think, truth be told, I reckon I forgot that I'd already capped it, because I remember when I was filing it thinking, this nail's a bit thick. So I think I forgot that I'd capped it. Isn't that funny? But the thing is, I break off when I'm doing this, so I might start this and then I did break off. I started this set and then I had to take Joe, my oldest son, he's autistic, and I take him to do his food shopping just because it's easier for him. It's a bit overstimulating. So I broke off halfway through this set to go and take him food shopping. So that's probably why I'm now going back and capping again for a second time. That's really funny. But actually, it looks good, so we're all good. We are all good. When I cap the full glitter nail in a sec, you will see that I like wipe down the nail first and keep it nice and moist, horrible word, but dampen it down with Monomer because you don't want any dry spots. You want that acrylic to sort of seep in all around the glitter. So keeping the nail dampened down with Monomer means it will just work so much better when you encapsulate. Your bead will just kind of flow into everything and make it nice and smooth. It's lovely. Blend it back a bit. There we are. Nice. And you can see the difference there. It's quite easy to see the contrast between what's been encapsulated and what hasn't. You can see that shine at the top where that glitter acrylic has still not been encapsulated, and then you can see kind of that dull tone. So if you're just getting used to nails, this is the perfect way to assess it, really. Place my cuticle bead, tuck the back of that bead, make sure it doesn't bleed out in the sides, and then blend it in. It's very straightforward once you know. When you know, you know. Like riding a bike, you never forget. Well, I don't know, if I got on a bike now I'd probably fall off. I got on a bike at the gym the other day, but I can't use the ones with the saddle. That sounds weird, doesn't it? I have to use the one that's like a chair because I can't be dealing with that saddle. Oh my God, I did it and then I couldn't sit down properly for 3 days. I was like, oh, jeez, is it supposed to hurt? So I've just used the chair bike. I am not, I'm not going to, what's the word? Sacrifice that and walk around having to sit on a donut ring like when you've just had a baby. I'm not doing that. I'll get in the chair. Right, encapsulating this nail now as well. Now with this, because it's purely like design powders, the whole nail structure will have to be built with the clear acrylic, otherwise you won't get any strength. I mean, you'll get some, but not enough. And it would break. So you need that strength and structure. You need your apex. We need to tuck it. Tuck it in, honey. There we are. And then blend that bead back from the tip so it's nice and blended into the previous product. Pull it down. You can remove any excess with your brush and just keep it nice and neat so there's less filing, because that is the name of the game. Right, now I wait for those other nails to set. Don't file your smile line if the nail you've just capped is still a bit sticky, because the dust will just stick to it like Velcro. So I'm filing in the smile line. I did not take the tip out of the practice hand to do this. I just left it in because it was quite neat anyway. So, but you see I'm supporting at the side. So wherever my file is, I try and have my hand placed so that I can apply pressure in the opposite direction. And I would do that on a client as well. I mean, I have to do it more on this because the bloody thing will fall out. So I'm going in with Mint Ninja, and I'm going to take that right up into the wings, which is what we call this part here. Right up into the wings. And I'll apply it in stages and sections and build up the opacity. I just friggin' love this colour. Oh, but I really want the yellow as well. That buttercup, such a beautiful colour. So, so nice. Okay, so taking that Mint Ninja and walking it straight up the wings, right up. Doesn't matter if it goes over the smile line back like wall, because when you file it, you'll just get a really crisp definition. So don't worry, it's fine. That's not a bad thing. In fact, I recommend it, doing it, because it gets it extra crisp. You know, you can't get the line any tighter if it's literally touching. So take that up there. Nicely done. And then just back up into the wings. There we go. Blend the bead down the nail And I couldn't decide if I was going to do just full colour or glitter and colour or what. I was just going with the flow. So I applied my colour and then I was like, she needs glitter, obviously. I'm just going to apply a bit more right at the tip of that smile line just to make sure that it's as tight as you can get it. It won't take 2 minutes to sort of seal it in and crisp it up with a file, so I'm not too worried. Give it a couple of minutes to sort of set a little bit before I apply the glitter. And then I'm just going to go in with the tip and apply some of that Fiery Heart glitter. And I was like, yes, that was a good decision. The minute I put it down on the nail, I was like, yes, it needs to tie it in. I did debate doing the glitter at the smile line, but then once I file it in, and it's just got the potential to get messy. So in fact, in hindsight, what I would have done is filed in that smile line and then applied the glitter, because you can't always stop the file touching things it shouldn't touch. Naughty file. And I had to go back in and tidy up the glitter afterwards. So in hindsight, I would have filed in that smile and then added the glitter. It's not like a catastrophe or anything. It's just learning on the fly. So I'm filing it in with a 180 grit file. And that's just removing the excess and sharpening up the join line on the smile line area. But here and there it did touch the glitter acrylic, which obviously will just remove it. It will just take it straight off. So I had to go back in and touch that up. But that's like 30 seconds of work. So it's not really a big deal. But when you're working on clients day in, day out, having little tips to speed it up would make life a bit easier. So yeah, using my little brush just to take away the dust so I can get a good look at what I'm dealing with. And then I can just do the last couple of bits here. And I know it's difficult to see right now, but once it's finished, you'll see how crisp the smile line is. I was really, really happy with it. I was really, really happy, lady. Sorry, I say that. It's a thing that got started when Chloe was over visiting, and she did some face masks on me, and she did like a treatment, and she was pretending, like messing about, and she was like, come on lady, come sit down, and then she was like, I'll make you feel good lady, do your skin all nice, like this, and just being silly. And now we all call each other, we're like, hello lady, when we see each other. There you go, so you can see it a little bit better now. Obviously I'm going to go back in and just add some more glitter, spruce it up a bit. And then wait for it to be sealed in, and I encapsulated it off camera. I don't know why, I think I just forgot to press record. And then I'm going in with these beautiful flowers from Glitter Planet and some AB crystals and the fluid gel. And we're going to do I love this for this reason. So you're not going to get the tube getting all blocked up. This gel is amazing for applying crystals, because you can just keep moving them about until you're happy, and then just cure them, which was quite handy, because I actually chose one crystal, put it down, and I was like, oh no, that's the wrong one, and I was just able to scrape it straight off the nail. I will literally just put them in place and see. I was like looking at it, messing about with it. I thought, that doesn't look right. What's wrong here then? Something doesn't look right. Oh, bloody hell's going on there then? And I was like, oh, one of them's a bit smaller. Scrape it off. Doesn't matter, because it's gel. It's not set yet. It doesn't set until you put it under the light. So you've got time to play around with it. And it dries non-tacky, which is even better. So I will flash cure that quickly. And then move on to the next nail, where we're going to put one of those beautiful daisy, I think they're a daisy. It looks like a daisy to me. Flower. So pretty. I just put a blob of gel and then, whoop, there you go. No, I did not make it by hand. Haha. Flash cure that. And then coming in and doing... And the reason why I like this precision applicator is for this, look. Because I can literally map out my shape really easily. And then apply the crystals. So I'm just going to do a backwards swoosh, as always, with some AB crystals. I'll use the slightly bigger size in the middle towards the flower, and then we'll descend in size down to the smallers. I didn't have many SS3s left, so I think the smallest I did was like an SS4 or 5. But I just grab whatever my brain wants to put there. I don't really think about the size. I just go, oh, that will look nice, and pop it down. I just love it. I love how sparkly they are. I love the sparkly nails. I can't wait to show you the top coat. Oh my God. Like, I keep walking past because these nails are still in my practice hand, and I keep walking past looking at my desk, and I'm like, oh, hello. Oh, because they're just so pretty. Right, I've flash cured that, and then I'll take that precision applicator again. Look, it just makes it so easy. Best thing I ever bought. Seriously, like, oh, where have you been all my life? I don't know why I didn't get it sooner. Procrastination, that's why. I think about these things and then I don't do them. So, swooshing it round. Swooshy, swooshy. There we are. All the way around. Going down smaller in size. Not dramatically, but just nicely. And then you can quickly nudge them into place with the end of your crystal applicator and then cure it. And then on the pinky, I just decided to do a little miniature cuff. I was going to do 3D flowers on the glitter nail. And then I just thought, you know what? There's a lot going on here. I'm just going to leave that glitter nail to stand out all by itself, which is a novel idea for me. Because let's be honest, more is more normally. But I think I made the right decision because the glitter acrylic is so beautiful. It needs to be displayed. You know, not covered. Nudge them into place and then I'll do a quick flash cure and then a full cure. And then we'll get on to top coating. Right, so thumb first. I bet you'd forgotten about the thumb. Oh, look at that. Glitter acrylic come to life. So pretty. I'm using Madame Glam's No Wipe top coat. I was going to do a matte nail, but it's just too much glitter involved. Just needed the glitter. Glitter, glitter, glitter. Glitter everywhere. Look at it. Oh, it's so beautiful. Would you wear these nails? I bloody well would. If I could. They're a bit long for me. But I feel like a design like this needs to be on long nails. Like, it has to be. So I will cure the thumb separately, obviously, because it's awkward. I did the index finger and I thought I was recording and I wasn't. So there's the index finger done. And then we'll go in with the middle finger. Now, because of the crystals, you've got to tuck that brush in. Don't go over the top of them because they will literally just look like lumps, lumpy bumpies. All the little facets on the outside of the crystal are what reflect the light and cause that gorgeous sparkle. There we are. And just swoosh that brush around, and then you can take a detailer brush and go in and do whatever needs to be done. Tuck it in around all the crystals. If I was doing this on a client, I would literally tuck top coat in and around every single crystal because then they would not come off. You'd be using cuticle nippers to get them off like a month later. I've got a cup of tea now, by the way. So that's 2 drinks in one video. That's how blimmin' long this one is. Crikey. Okie dokie. There we are, tucking that in around the cuticle, feathering it down the nail. Look how sparkly she is. So beautiful. So beautiful. Okay. And then we're going in on the ring finger. No. Yeah, the ring finger. Oh, look at this. Wait for it. Oh. and the glitter gods have spoken, and they have said she is beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. I love top coat reveals on acrylic. It just hits different, doesn't it? So stunning. Absolutely gorgeous. Also, when you're top coating, don't forget to just keep an eye on your shape. Don't lose your shape by going too thick. And then the pinky, little baby pinky. Triple ombre for the win. I think that looks really nice. I like it a lot. Nice. Very, very nice. I will use a detailer brush around the cuticle area just to seal in the crystals. I know they're sealed with the tack-free gel, but nevertheless, just more is more. And then we'll do the final reveal shots, and I really, really, really hope you love this set as much as I do. I'm in love with it. Like, I am literally obsessed with it. I think it's beautiful. Look at that. Let me know if you want me to do some more 4D sort of flowers or 3D flowers next, or if you've got any other ideas you'd like me to do, and I will see you in my next video. So until then, bye.